for most of us, that is the tightest part of the spine. So we're going to start by lying down today. So I'm going to have you lay down. Now the roll goes under the armpit. So you want your arms are going to be out like a T. So you can see me doing this. Hope you can see me. And just adjust yourself a little bit. It's right at the base of the scapula, those shoulder blades. And so I'm going to lie down, and you might need a little something under the head. If your chin is jutting way up like this, right? Put a little pillow, put a little something under the head. This is a really effective stretch for the shoulder blades and for the back. So it's really for the mid-thoracic part of the back. So lie down. Now again, your arms are in a T with your palms facing up, and the roll, the shoulder roll, is right at the base of the scapula, and there's a couple inches between your armpit and the roll. This is a supported back bend. And it's very energizing for the front body. We're opening the front body. And we're the abdominal muscles here opening. Okay, you're in a back bend. So start to notice your breath. Start taking deeper inhales, and notice, because you're in a back bend, you're going to feel the breath in the belly. So take a nice deep inhale, the belly's going to rise. And then on the exhale, belly to spine. Take a few breaths here. Nice big inhale, belly. Belly lifts. You're not going to feel the breath going all the way up into the chest like we usually do, because the diaphragm is really stretched out here. Exhale, belly to spine. In yoga, the breath is always in and out through the nose. So take a couple more breaths here. See if you can lengthen the exhale. So lengthen the exhale. Feel the back body softening. So initially, when you go into a pose like this, the body reacts by contracting, right? It sort of doesn't want you to go into it. As you soften with the breath, so use a long exhale, you're going to feel the back just sort of melting into this, into the roll in your back. So the part of the back that I'm focused on today is the mid-thoracic part of the back and the upper back, which tends to round forward a lot because we're a very sedentary, right? We have a very, very sedentary lifestyle. So if you sit a lot, if you do a lot of computer work, you tend to be rounded forward. And so right now you're in back extension, right? And the shoulders are externally rotated. Feel the shoulders just sort of melting back. And notice what a difference it makes when you turn your palms towards the floor and the shoulders start rolling forward, right? That's why in yoga, I'm always teaching these poses where you get this external rotation of the shoulder. It helps open the front body. And we're just softening the back. And take one more breath here. Nice deep inhale and a long, prolonged exhale. And then take your hands down by your side. You can come up just a tiny bit. Take the roll. Take that roll and now move it up. And you're going to lay down. It's going to be underneath your neck. You'll see why in a second. So just support yourself. The roll will be under the neck. And you can bring your your knees up to, so you have your hips are at 90 and your knees are at 90. So this is like a 90-90 position, right? Like you're sitting in a chair. I call this air chair. Come into air chair. Bring your arms out like a T. Now drop, let's just go side to side. We'll just go side to side, opening the low back a little bit. Just rocking back and forth. Keep the base of the spine pressing in. And now drop the knees all the way to the right. Take the left hand and bring it over. And now my left palm is on top of the right. And I look like I'm sitting in a chair. Take the left elbow pointed to the sky and tap behind you. So we're opening up. The area we were just softening with the roll, we're now opening. So tap. And then the hand comes down. Those of you that want to take it deeper, flip the hand over, drag your fingernails behind your head. You're going to open the whole shoulder. Open up. And then close that shape. Okay, so again, here's the modification. This is not quite as deep. You're just tapping. And we're going to do this 2 more times, right? You can flip the hand over and drag the fingernails up and over your head like you're making a rainbow over the head, all the way open. And then close the shape. Do 1 more on this side. So now we're bringing some rotation. We're opening up the tightest part of the spine. And you're opening the shoulder. The arm is going up over the head. Come back to center, open that arm up, bring the knees in, just rock the knees back and forth. Keep the knees at right over the hips. And if the base of your tailbone is not pushing into the floor here, your knees are too close to your belly. Drop the knees over to the right, and then take the right hand, drop the knees over to the left, take the right hand and bring it on top. Elbow to the sky and tap. Okay, so now we're just moving in the other direction here. Elbow to the sky and tap. Those of you that want to take it deeper, flip the palm over. Drag your fingernails around like a rainbow over your head and then close that shape. Yeah. And so we're doing this 6 times on each side. Open and close. Really opening up the back. 2 more times. You're either doing the rainbow, right? Or you can simply just point the elbow to the sky and tap. And then open all the way up. Bring the knees back to center. Extend your legs long and push the blanket up over your head. Let your wrists rest on the blanket. Take a nice deep breath here. You're in pond pose. Imagine your belly's a pond. As you inhale, you're filling the pond with water. Yeah, so fill the belly. On the exhale, feel the hollowing out of the belly as imagine the pond, the water receding. 1 more breath here. All right, we're going to do a little series here to open the hip. Take a nice deep inhale with your arms over the head. On the exhale, bring the left knee into the chest. Grab the knee. On the inhale, pull the left knee out to the side, extend the right arm long. And on the exhale, cross the left leg over the body for a twist. Inhale, extend the foot to the sky. Give it a little tug. And then exhale, lower the leg down. Inhale, reach the arms up over the head. And now we'll do the other side. On the exhale, pull the right leg in. Inhale, right leg goes out to the side. On the exhale, the right leg crosses over. This is a little vinyasa to open up the low back and the hips. Inhale as the leg reaches to the sky. Exhale, pull the knee into the chest. Inhale, arms reach up overhead, extend the leg. Let's do it 1 more time on each side. Exhale, left knee to chest. Inhale, left knee to the left. Exhale, left knee crosses over the body. Left arm extends long. Inhale, foot reaches to the sky. Big stretch. Exhale, knee to the chest. And then inhale, arms up overhead, extend the leg. One more time on the other side. See if you can remember the pattern. Exhale, right knee in. Inhale, right leg to the right. Exhale, right leg crosses over the body. Inhale, right foot to the sky. Exhale, knee to chest. And inhale, arms come up overhead. Beautiful. Bring the arms down by the side. Bring the knees into the chest. Lift up and tuck your thumbs underneath you. Heels to the sky. We're going to do an exercise called water wheel. This is for your abdominals. Take a nice big inhale. And you're going to lower down for a count of 6. So ready? Inhale. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. And exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 2 more. Inhale. Inhale is half the time as the exhale. Exhale, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last one. You can count on your own. Let the feet rest on the floor. Reach the arms up over the head. Take 2 breaths in pond pose. You can rest your wrists on the blanket. Take 2 breaths here. And as you inhale, it's stretching the muscles that we just worked, right? So it's sort of like a little massage there for the abdominal muscles. And then take the feet off to the right. Cross the left ankle over the right ankle. And then walk the shoulder blades off to the right. Take a nice deep breath into the whole left side body here. And one more breath on this side. And bring the legs back to center. And we'll go to the other side. So walk the feet off to the left. Walk the shoulder blades off to the left. Cross right ankle over left. And breathe into right side body. Let's bring the feet to center. We're going to take bridge pose. It's going to be our first really strong pose today. So bring the feet towards your sit bones. Now, the closer your feet are, the deeper the back bend is going to be. A really nice way to is just to press your arms into right above the hip crease here, and make sure your arms are straight. Bring the arms down by your side, and then lift up and see if you can interlace your hands behind your back. If that doesn't work, just grab your mat. It's the same thing. Yeah. You're going to either pull the mat apart as you lift higher. So your hands are either on the mat, pulling the mat apart, or you're interlacing them underneath you. Walk your shoulder blades together and press high. Now tap your glutes, because the sense of touch goes right to the brain. So if you tap, you're going to really activate those glutes. It's important during bridge pose to activate your glutes. Imagine there's a block between your knees and you're squeezing the block. This is a pose for osteoporosis. It's one of the 12 essential poses. So we stay here 6 to 8 breaths. See if you can stay here 6 to 8 breaths. Notice the breath in the belly, because you're in a back bend, right? It's sort of like pond pose. As you take a nice deep inhale, belly's going to rise. Look at your belly. Just watch the belly. Exhale, belly to spine. 2 more breaths here. Nice strong pose here. Last breath. And then lower down. Draw the knees into the chest. Now draw them closer to the chest so you can really get the muscles of the low back. Just rock back and forth. And then we're going to crisscross the feet. You can lift the feet up. We're going to roll up and over and come into tabletop. Wrists are right under the shoulders, knees are right under the hips. And start moving through cat-cow. Those of you who are new to my classes, I want you to think about initiating the movement with the tailbone. So lift the tailbone, drop the belly, and the head is the last to lift. And then tuck the tailbone, round through the back, and the chin tucks. So it's a wave. Here's like a wave of extension. It starts at the tailbone and it moves all the way up the spine. And then on the exhale, the tailbone tucks in this flexion pattern, moving all the way up to the top of the head. And lift and round. So initiating the movement with the tailbone. And then now can you think about initiating everything with the breath. So the breath, you start the inhale and then you start the movement. And then you start the exhale and then you start the flexion. It's a wave going up the spine. One more time, move with the breath, make it really smooth. And then come to tabletop. Walk the hands one hand length forward and curl the toes under. Inhale, come forward, drop the hips a little bit and look up. Is a little deeper. And then on the exhale, sink into a high child pose. So can you synchronize the breath with this? It's like a wave of movement. The wave just got a little deeper, right? We go into like a little version of cobra, and then we go into a high child. So just moving into this. One more after this. Sink back. Nice big inhale. Notice inhales always open the body. Open the front line of the body. Exhale is a softening. Come to tabletop. Your hands are in front of you. They're still stretched out in front of you. Keep the toes curled under. Come into a bent knee down dog. Release the head, widen the feet a little bit, and bend the knees. When you widen the feet, it sort of, it helps the spine just sort of like extend a little bit. Soften the knees to release the low back. And just shake the head yes and no. Bent knee, down dog. The primary action of this pose, down dog, is to lengthen the spine. So soften the knees as you need to. Inhale, come forward into plank and see if you can hold a plank pose. Now, if you notice my plank pose, the back of my head, right, my skull, my scapula, the 3 S's, the skull, scapula, and sacrum are all on one line. So I'm not sinking down anywhere, right? And in yoga, we try to lift the hips just a little bit higher. Hold plank pose. Really pull in through the belly. And then drop the knees down. Lower yourself down. And bring the elbows right underneath the shoulders. Press into the forearms and press into the tops of the feet. Press into the tops of the feet so much that the kneecaps lift, right? So you're activating the quads there. Now press into the forearms and drag the forearms towards you without actually moving them, right? They're on the mat. And feel this sensation of extending the heart forward. This is Sphinx pose. And this is actually one of the best poses for Opening the front body. Take one more breath here. And then lower. Bring your hands back underneath. Come back into tabletop, curl the toes under. We're gonna go into bent knee down dog, and notice that my hands are one hand length in front of my shoulders. So hands are in front of the shoulders, down dog, bent knee down dog. Release the head. You can walk the dog. Right, if this isn't your, if you're used to down dog, a little more static, then just start reaching the heels to the floor, lifting the tailbone high. Release the head. Inhale, come forward to plank, and then drop down onto the knees. Come all the way down onto the belly and sweep the arms behind you. Press into the tops of the feet until the kneecaps lift, and then lift the heart. So tops of the feet, like the shoelaces, like you have shoelaces on, right? Like where your shoelaces are, press and reach and hold. Hold for 3 and 2 and 1. And then just lower down. You can bring the hands, make a little pillow, rest your forehead. Reach the arms behind one more time, Shalabhasana. So you're gonna lift up. You're lifting, resting on the low ribs. See if you can lift your toes. You don't have to go very high here. Most of the work, right? I want it to be in the upper back. So don't lift the feet high. Just let them maybe an inch off the floor. Keep reaching. Reach long with the toes. Reach with the arms. This is one of the best poses for back strengthening here, and it's in a pose for osteoporosis, so we stay 6 to 8 breaths. Let's try to take 3 more breaths here. As you inhale, fill the belly, and then feel yourself rise. And then the exhale is a softening. 2 more breaths. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Last one, inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Hands come under the shoulders. Sink back into child's pose. Have your knees come nice and wide, toes touch. It's nice for the low back, right? I love this one for the low back. So knees wide, toes touch. Sink into child's pose. See if you can wag your tail a little bit. See if you have any freedom there in the low back. And then come on back into tabletop. Step the left foot forward. So this is where we can use our blocks. You have blocks, right? Let's grab blocks. If you don't have blocks, talk to Susan. Okay, so we're gonna bring the foot in front. Left foot is, I mirror teach, right? So it's actually my right, but we're mirror teaching, so left. So you follow me exactly at the positions that I'm in. So left foot comes in front. You're gonna take the blocks and you're gonna walk the blocks back and you're gonna walk the foot forward. So the blocks are back here, and you're closer to the knee, foot is forward. Inhale as you reach the arms up. Lift the arms up. This pose is called Anjanasana. Now I want you to, so this is what people do in this pose. They thrust the hips forward and they get this back bend. I want you to tuck the tail under. And I want you to think about the back of the skull, the scapula and the sacrum, all in one line. The 3 S's are in one line. Reach the arms up and hold. Exhale as you bring the arms nice and wide. Good. And then bring the hands down to the blocks. Press into the blocks, sink a little deeper. Open the psoas at your deepest hip flexor. It's the first responder to stress in the body. So let's just give it a nice big stretch. Open it up. On the exhale, fold forward, lift the toes, open the hamstrings on the left. We're going to shift into through these positions. Inhale opens the psoas on the right. Exhale opens the hamstring on the left. Couple more times, move with your breath. Inhale opens. Lift the heart. Exhale, fold, bowing towards that left leg. Last one. And then come on up. Good. Inhale, reach both arms up. Exhale, hands come down. And then you're going to kick that left right leg behind you and come up into this pose, right? So your leg is straight. Now extend this leg long and spin the toes towards me, right? It's an internal rotation. Up and over, find gate pose. And then we'll come in and out of extended angle. Can you move through these two poses, barely touching down? I'm actually going to just not touch down. You see how I'm doing it? I'm using the strength of my side body, my core, to move in and out. And in and out. Next time you come into side angle, reach that leg up. Arm is up and over the head. I don't have a lot of room here. And dorsiflex the foot, bring it to the front, and just make little tiny circles. You got to really engage the glute here. You can even tap it. You got to really engage it to lift it up. And let the foot come down. Bend the knee. Come back here. Elbow comes up and over. And then bring both hands down to frame the foot. And then step that foot back. Step the left foot back into down dog. Inhale forward into plank and drop down onto the knees. Sink back into child's pose. Take a nice breath here. Now keep the knees together. Let the body, so this is a different version of child's pose. Keep the knees together. Let's see if you can soften the back body. So it just sort of, there's a gentle curve in the back. And then come on back into tabletop. Step the right foot forward. Walk the right foot up. Take the blocks towards the knee. Inhale. First, just reach the arms up, right? This is Anjanasana. And find a nice spine, scapula, and sacral alignment, right? Everything's in alignment. Elbows wide. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Then bring the hands down to the blocks. Sink deeper. Open the psoas on the left. As you exhale, bow over the right leg and open the hamstrings. And move through this 4 times. Inhale, open. Exhale as you fold. 2 more times. Move with your breath. Make it really smooth. Exhale, fold. Next time you come up, make a kickstand with that left leg. Extend the right leg long. Come right into gate pose. Excuse my back. And then we flow in and out. Gate extended angle pose, right? This is pure lateral flexion. We're just bringing movement to the spine. Activate the core by just not touching down, but just moving in and out. And that's 4. The next time we come into extended angle, we're gonna float that right leg up. Here we go, ready? Float that leg up. Bring the leg in front of you. Reach the left arm up over your head. Make tiny little circles. Do 3 in one direction. Feel that this is an important, this is a postural muscle, right? This is helps you stand up straight. Take the foot down to the floor and come back up. Knee out to the side. We'll do a little side Side angle here, stretching open the left side body. And then the hands will come to frame the foot. One more time. Bring that knee back. Curl the toes under. Bent knee down dog or down dog. So come back to down dog. Bent knee down dog is the option if you have really tight hips. Keep a soft bend in the knees. And let's start walking the feet to the top of the mat. When you get to the top of the mat, bend into the knees and then sweep your arms up overhead. And then the arms are going to come down by the side. So I just want to teach this mountain pose because it's super important that we maintain your torso, right, is in mountain pose during the next couple poses. So feet are hip width distance apart. Arms are down by the side. Take a couple shoulder rolls back because most of us tend to round forward. So take a few shoulder rolls and then just hold the shoulders back softly and then soften down. Feet are hip width distance apart and you want to minimize this arch here, right? So you're just gently drawing the tailbone down. As you do that, the belly draws in. So we engage these muscles by pulling the belly in, keeping the tailbone sort of drawing down a little bit. Tuck the chin slightly and imagine you're sitting in your car and you have to press your head into the back of the headrest, right? I tell my seniors to do this all the time when they're driving. You come to a red light, the entire time when you're at the red light, you press your head into the headrest. You want to activate that, we have all this coming forward, retraction of the neck. Because for most people, they have a lot of protraction. So retraction of the neck. Notice how this feels. Pelvis is in neutral, shoulders are in resting neutral, and the neck is retracted. So for some of you, this might feel like an effort, but this is actually good posture. Yeah, this is optimal posture. So if this feels like an effort to you, you might want to think about, practicing this more. Release the hands down and let everything soften. Step the left foot forward and the right foot can step back. Left foot forward, right foot step back. Bend into the knee. Make sure your feet are hip width distance apart and my right toes are turned out. If they were on a clock, it would be 1 o'clock. Now find that Tadasana torso, right? That mountain torso, belly in, tailbones drawing down so that you're not arching forward. This is what people do. I want you to pull the belly in and let the tailbone draw down, arms down by the side. And then you're going to take the hands, and we did this last week because this is such a great strengthening for the upper back. I want you to make your hands into a diamond shape and interlace the fingers like this. You're going to place the diamond over your head and then pull apart. Don't pull your fingers apart, but energetically pull apart. What does that do? Notice how it opens the shoulders because it's activating your external rotators. Stay right here. This is our warrior today. We'll call it Diamond Warrior, and I made that up. This is not a real pose, but this really helps with the upper back and shoulders. They tend to be quite weak because we often round through the upper back. So hold. Now take a big inhale here, and as you exhale, just hinge forward. Hinge forward. It's just the work just got much harder, yeah? Inhale, come back to standing, and then exhale, release and straighten the leg. We did this last week. I love this pattern. We're going to do it again. Inhale, come to the Diamond Warrior. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, come back to straight, standing right with the knee bent, and then exhale, release everything down. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale up. Exhale, release down. Beautiful. Take a step in with the back foot. I'm actually going to step my front foot forward because I have a wall in front of me. Reach the arms up over the head and then sweep the arms in front of you, crossing over. And here's our warrior three. We're doing all the warrior poses today. They're strong poses, great poses for the back and for posture. Arms are out by the side. If that's too much, bring your arms behind you. Make these poses serve you. Modify as you need to. Take one more breath here and then step the foot back. Reverse, bring the arms up over the head, one arm up over the head. And then take both hands behind you. And with a nice straight leg, reach, find a tiny back bend, squeeze the shoulder blades and bow towards that front leg. Lift the arms up off the back. This is a version of pyramid pose. Take one more breath here and then step the foot forward. Hands to the hips. Inhale, reach both arms up over the head. And exhale, take a nice forward fold. Bend the knees or let the hands land on blocks. Release the head down. Bent knees, okay? I don't really teach straight leg forward folds. So if that's in your practice and that's what you want to do, you can do that. But for most people, it's much safer with a little bent knee forward fold. Head down, and then bend into the knees and come to stand. We're going to inhale before we do the other side. Inhale, reach up, strengthen those legs. Exhale, bend the knees and let the fingers graze the earth. Inhale to reach. Exhale, lower down, fingertips to the earth. Two more. Strong legs here. Exhale, lower. Try not to arch the back, right? We're moving. So all of your habits show up on the mat. And then come to stand. And this time the right foot steps forward and the left foot steps back. Bend into the right knee. Reach the arms up over the head, make that diamond shape and pull the fingers apart. Elbows wide out to the sides. Feel the upper back, external rotators, right? These tend to stretch forward all day. So we're really giving them a lot of input here to stay strong. And here's our diamond warrior. Tendency is to arch the low back and hinge forward more. I want you to draw the tailbone in, right? Back of the skull, scapula, sacrum, all on one line. Take a breath. On the exhale, hinge forward. Doing 3 of these. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release. Inhale, up, diamond warrior. Exhale, forward. Inhale, up. Exhale, release. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And release. Good. Step the front foot back or the back foot forward so you're in a tiny little short little warrior. Reach the arms up over the head and then cross the arms in front of you. Float the back leg up and come into warrior 3 pose. Look down. Tap the glutes back there. The glutes are lifting, not the low back. The glutes are lifting. Tap. If you tap, the brain gets the message to turn that muscle on. Keep a soft bend in the knee, and then you can lift the back leg higher. Hold for 3 and 2 and 1, and then just step back. Interlace the hands behind you. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Find a tiny back bend and hinge forward. Bowing towards the right leg. Lift the arms up off the back. Nice flat back here. Pyramid pose with extended arms. So if each exhale, you can soften a little deeper, bow a little deeper. Release the hands. and step to the center of the mat. Let's take a few shoulder rolls back. And then take your block. I'm going to place my block like this. You see the level I'm at? So there's 3 levels. Here's level 1. Here's level 2. Here's level 3. We're going to place it. I'm going to place it level 2 block right next to my foot. This is a wonderful postural pose. It's called eagle pose. So we're going to working on the posture, standing up nice and straight, moving the arms with the breath. Take the hands to the hips. Shift the weight onto the left foot. Lift the right leg up, and here's your option. The block's there if you need it. You're gonna either bind, so you cross the legs around, or watch, you just put your toe on the block. That's a whole lot easier. And then bend the standing leg. Now, the tendency in this pose, everybody leans forward. I want you to stand up nice and straight. It's a postural exercise. I'm going to do it from the side so you continue standing up nice and straight here. Sacrum, scapula, skull, all in one line. Right leg's on top. So take your left arm to the center and scoop the right arm underneath. See if you can find a bind. Anything you can hang on to, you're going to do that. Press the elbows forward, and you're going to lift and lower 3 times. Lift. This is eagle pose, and lower. 1 more time, standing nice and straight. Lift, lower, release eagle pose, and lower the foot. And then you can eagle pose, so you can fly like an eagle, right? Just release those shoulders. You might do a couple shoulder rolls back will feel good. Place a block on the opposite side. Shift the weight onto the right foot. Spread the toes. You want a really wide base of support here. Hands to the hips. By the way, if this was too much of a bind, watch, you can simply do this. Cross one over the other and hug yourself. That's your modification if you have really tight shoulders or a rotator cuff issue. All right, shift the weight to the right, cross, left over right, bind. You either take the bind or bring your toe down to the block. Find your posture, right? Get those 3 S's in line. Draw the belly in and the tailbone down. And once you have that, this left leg's on top. So right arm comes in and the left elbow's on the bottom. Left knee on top, left elbow on the bottom. Lift and lower 3 times. Lift and lower. And 2. And soften and sink deeper. And last one, lift and lower and release. Take a couple shoulder rolls back. Let's do our full shoulder range of motion. Those of you that take my class know this. Inhale, reach your arms up over the head. On the exhale, bring the hands to the heart. Interlace your fingers and press forward. Reach up. Big inhale. Exhale, hands come behind you. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, bend the knees and forward fold. Inhale, lift the arms up off the back. And exhale, release everything. Inhale for a big sun breath. Hands come to the heart in prayer. Inhale, press and reach. With interlaced hands, yeah? Exhale, release the hands behind you. Inhale, open your shoulders. Exhale, bend through the knees and forward fold. Inhale, lift the arms up off the back. Exhale, release. If you work, this is a nice thing to do. Set a little timer. Hands to the heart. 1 more time. Inhale, let's open the arms. I'm forgetting this part. Exhale, close. Inhale, press and reach. Exhale, release. Inhale, open the shoulders. This is full range of motion of your shoulders. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift the arms up off the back. That's for your rotator cuff. Exhale, release. Reach up. Hands to the heart. Bring your feet nice and wide. Bring your hands to your hips. Rotate your toes to the left. Have a block with you. I'm going to take my block. I'm going to put it on behind the left ankle. Rotate the right foot to the left and the left foot. You have a heel to arch or a heel to heel alignment, one line. Set up your base, okay? Set up your base so everything aligns properly, because misaligned joints causes a lot of wear and tear and stiffness and arthritis. Bend into the left knee. Again, heel to arch or heel to heel. Now stand up tall. Can you get those 3 S's in line? Bring your arms to the horizon and spin the palms up. Here's your side warrior. And again, so side warrior is usually done with palms down, but because I'm really working this area up here, upper back, shoulders, right? Everything that rounds forward. Bring your palms out to the side. Imagine you're ripping this mat apart with your feet. Let's move just the arms. Inhale up. Keep the shoulders soft. Don't let the shoulders come to the ears. Inhale up. Exhale, open. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, open. And then reverse. Straighten the leg. Give that leg a little break. Come back to side warrior and bring the elbow down to the knee. Take this arm up and over the ear. Inhale, look up. Exhale, look down. Lower the arm down. Big stretch. Do you feel that when you come down? Inhale, look up. We're stretching the neck. Exhale, look down. 2 more. Inhale, look up. Exhale, look down. And last one, inhale up. Exhale, look down. Good. Bring your hand to the hip and then bring the hand to the block. Now straighten the leg and we're coming right into triangle pose. Imagine you're up against a wall, yeah? And your left hip, left buttocks is on the wall, your left shoulder's on the wall. Can you open up so that your right shoulder is on the wall as well? See if you have that. And take the arm up and over the head. This is triangle pose. Look at your palm of your hand. So your hand is not facing the back, right? You're not looking at the back of the hand. Spin your palm open, right? And look at the hand. And everybody collapses in this arm. I want you to press up in the arm and then don't let the head hang. So notice if you're doing that, lift the neck. That's a lot of strain on those side muscles. So look down. Those are stronger muscles. That'll hold your head up easier. Bring the hand to the hip. Bend into the knee and reverse. And then all 10 toes face forward. Heels in, toes out. Inhale, reach the arms up over the head and sink into goddess pose. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. And hold. Hands to hips, all 10 toes face forward, forward fold. Fingertips to a block or fingertips to the floor. Don't let the back round. See if you can find a flat back. Lift and wiggle the toes to make sure that your weight is going back to the heels. Press your weight back so you can lift your toes. And release the head down. Beautiful stretch for the backs of the legs. Bend into both knees, come to stand. Hands to the hips. Shift the back foot first for balance. So shift back foot and then shift the right toes towards the right. Look at your alignments. You have to realign my feet. So I have heel to heel, heel to arch alignment. Bend into the knee. Don't let this knee, as knees get tired, they collapse in. So look at the knee and make sure it's over like between the second and third toe. That's the midline of your foot. Sweep the arms up to the horizon, then spin the palms up. Look over the right hand and hold warrior 2. This is the holding pose. This is one of the essential poses. If you're over 50, like I am, this is a good one. Holding for 6 to 8 breaths. Strengthens the legs and the bones, yeah. Inhale, arms reach. This just helps the holding, right? It keeps your mind a little busy. Exhale, lower. Let's do 2. We'll do 1 more. 1 more breath. And then we'll reverse. So left arm down, right arm reaches. Take a deep breath into the right side body. And then come right into our extended angle pose. And place that block behind the ankle because we're going right from extended side angle into triangle. It's the same alignment. All right. Take the arm. We're going to reach it up over the head. And then on the exhale, I want you to look down to the floor. I do a lot of this dynamic arm movement with poses because as you reach the arm up over the head, especially in these side angle poses, it really lifts the rib cage up and it gives you more space for breath. So in this flu and COVID season, right, we want to be able to get as much air into the lungs and stretch those tissues as much as we can so that they do allow air. I think I lost count, but let's do 1 more. And then the hand comes down. Bring the hand right down to the block and then press up. And now you're in triangle pose. So notice if you're rounding forward, which is the tendency in triangle pose, I want you to imagine you have a wall behind you and you have to get both shoulder blades on the wall. Take the hand to the shoulder and point the elbow to the ceiling. It should be effortless to lift it. If it's not effortless, it's probably because you're rounding forward and the weight of the gravity is pulling you forward. If that's happening and you're here, you're rounding forward, I want you to take the hand behind your back and try to open up and forget about that top arm. This is triangle pose and the primary action is in the spine. We're trying to find a gentle rotation open of the spine. Reach that arm up. Decide what's comfortable for your neck. Maybe just looking down is more comfortable. Just don't let the head collapse, yeah? Hold for 3 and 2 and 1. And then lower the hands down. Bend into the knee, all 10 toes face forward and come to stand. Heels and toes out, reach the arms up over the head. Sink 1 more time into goddess pose. Toes are out. Now draw the belly in. Tuck the chin, right? Draw the neck back into retraction. Can you find that mountain pose? In this pose, can your torso, right? So the skull, the shoulder blades, right now, the scapula, skull, scapula, sacrum, all in one line. And then release the hands down. Bring the hands, right through heart center. Have all 10 toes face forward and forward fold. Okay, if you have 2 blocks, you can use them here. If you have or you can just use your fingertips on the floor. So find that forward fold first. Wiggle your toes. Make sure you have a nice flat back. Right? Hands can be on 1 block. And then if you have 1 block, you're going to walk that block forward. And let the hands gently rest on the block. Release the head down. And you're in my favorite version of down dog. I love doing this with 2 hands on 2 blocks. And I love this version because there's no pressure on the shoulders or the neck. And you get the same effects of down dog. Your feet are nice and wide, so it's a little easier on the hamstrings. But if you need to put a gentle bend in the knees, you do that. This is going to bring your blood pressure down. So if you know you have high blood pressure, low blood pressure, I want you to stay in this version where the heart is at the same level as the head, right? Head and heart All right, then don't drop your head below the heart. You're just going to stay here. Same thing. You're getting the same effects here. Just look down at the floor if you're in this version, because the spine, right, goes all the way up through the neck, the cervical vertebrae, and you want to lengthen, lengthen. And then bend into the knees and come to stand. Heel toe your feet together. Okay, and then when you get to be just a little bit more than hip width distance apart, turn the toes out and come into a squat. This is often challenging for people, but look, I have my blocks and I can put my block down and I can rest right here on the block. So come into this version. If you need a block or two, you use it. Let the feet open really wide. So I'm convinced that, that the low back pain, a lot of low back pain is this tightness of the back line of the body. This stretches the back line of the body because we have such deep knee flexion, such deep hip flexion here. And so let's just hold this. People that live in these countries where they sit like this, and then they do a lot of work in the fields and things like this. They actually don't have back problems like we do here, especially low back, right? Because this has to really stretch the back line of the body. So this is a great pose, Malasana or garland pose. And you can use a block. All right, come on down onto the floor. Extend your legs in front of you. Okay, and if you have a blanket, right, you can grab your blanket. And I'm gonna just sort of unroll my blanket, and I'm gonna make it into like a little seat, a little cushion. This is a great one to do sitting up a little higher. Extend your legs long. This pose is called Dandasana. Danda means staff or rod. And so any postural issues are going to show up in this, yeah? So sit up a little higher just to make this a little easier, and find that Tadasana, that mountain posture, that mountain torso. So let's bring the arms down by the side, the fingertips on the earth. And then feel your shoulders softening down. And then feel your ears, pull the chin back so that the ears are right over the shoulders. Now imagine you are up against a wall in the back of the skull, and your shoulder blades and the backs of the sacrum here, right? That bone, that tail, that at the base of the spine is all touching the wall. You can do this at the wall if you wish, but soften the shoulders down. This is Dandasana, seated staff pose. Pull the belly in, and then notice if it's uncomfortable to sit like this, yeah? And if it's super uncomfortable to sit like this, it's just information for you that maybe your posture is not optimal, right? And so maybe you just want to work on some postural things a little bit. All right, let's take a twist from here, Bharavadrasana. So take the left knee into your chest. I'm going to teach the easy version first, and then at the begin, and then I want to call it beginner because that sounds terrible. Okay, bring the foot in. Take the left hand, place it behind your hip. Now I'm pressing into my blanket, but if you're sitting up pretty high, you might even need a block. Your hand back there is helping support your spine so you can sit up really tall. So feel the left hand helping you sit up really tall. Extend the right arm to the sky. And then you're gonna wrap the arm around. So for some people, they wrap. For other people, they take the elbow to the inside and they find a bind. Which is better? Neither one is better. It depends on how long your arm is in relation to your torso. So see what feels better for you. Everybody is different. Press into the back hand. You never want to twist when you're rounding through your spine, right? Because you're going to give yourself some back problems. So really support yourself as you come into this gentle twist. Now, both of my sit bones are rooted into this mat, bar of Hidrasana. This is a twist we use in osteoporosis. For osteoporosis, it's one of the 12 essential poses. Those of you that want to take a little deeper, just watch me for a moment. You can take the foot and cross it over, and then you can take the twist from there. It's going to be deeper. So don't automatically decide that's where you should go. Listen to your body. And your gaze is, look behind you. Look behind you. Twist as deep as you can, and then hold that twist, and then just turn the head and look in front of you. Right? So some people call this the double helix twist because the spine and the shoulders, right, they're twisting towards behind you, but then your head looks forward. The cervical vertebrae twist in the opposite direction. Take one more breath here. This is one we hold for 6 to 8 breaths. This is a holding posture. And then release everything forward. Yeah. So if your leg was crossed over, you just uncross it. Extend the leg long. Good. And then take the opposite foot in. All right. Sit up nice and tall again. Rock back and forth on your sit bones. Make sure you're really rooted down. I'm up on a blanket because it's a lot easier. Take your right hand behind you, and that's sort of your anchor, and it's your like helper. Going to help lift you. I'm going to put my hand on a block. Oh, it's too high. All right, hand on the floor. All right, sitting up nice and tall, reach the left arm up. And then wrap or bind. You're either wrapping and look behind you, or you're bringing the elbow to the inside. And you're taking the twist that way. And if you want to take it deeper, you deepen it by crossing the foot over. And look behind you. This is the sage twist. There are 2 twists for osteoporosis. This is one of them, 2 seated twists. Next week, I'll teach you the other one. So come back next week. Look behind you. Inhale, think about lengthening the spine even taller. As you exhale, soften, slow down the exhale. Think about twisting and softening into the twist. One more breath. Unwind. Feet long. Let's see if we have time. I left my phone over here. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, you guys. We don't have time. Lay down on your back. I usually teach hour and 20-minute classes, so cutting back down to an hour. So I'm sorry if you got your strap. We didn't actually use it in this class. I was going to use it at the end. Let's just find some rest here. So take the knees in, rock back and forth. I'm sorry, guys, I'm going over. Just let's just try to stay in Shavasana for 5 minutes. Extend the legs long. And bring the arms out by your side. Use the props you have to make yourself more comfortable, right? We want to be warm, we want to be comfortable, and you want to feel supported. And then the body will just naturally relax. So get in a really comfortable, supported, warm, make sure you're warm. Take a couple deep breaths just to land. We're transitioning, right, from you had to think, right, the thinking mind, and now we're going into sort of the feeling mind. So transitioning from thinking to feeling. And transitioning from all of the movement of the class into just being in the moment. So transitioning from movement to moment. Thinking to feeling. Take a couple of breaths. Feel yourself land. Feel the back body. Bring your attention to the back body and just feel how it spreads on the earth. Noticing if the effects of gravity on the back, right? Back body is heavy. Feel supported. So if you don't feel supported, add something to feel more supported. And then the body can let go. And now bring the attention. We're taking it away from that outer right shell of ourself, taking it a little deeper. We go into our breath body. Notice your breath. Notice how when the body settles down and is quiet, the breath quiets. The breath becomes a little more shallow. That expansive, nourishing breath that we use during class becomes very shallow and soft. Following the breath in through the nostril, noticing if you feel any movement in the body from the breath, or is the breath so shallow that you just feel stillness? And then we take it down another level and we start to notice the emotional body, right? That's the thoughts, right? Because thoughts create emotions and then emotions create sensations in the body. So notice the thoughts, right? Notice, are your thoughts, do you think more about the past? It's good information, right? To know. Or do you worry more about the future? Are you always thinking about what's next? What's next? What do I have to do? What do I have to do? Notice your thoughts. And when the thoughts start getting too active, go back to the breath. Just keep your mind right in the body with the breath, with sensations in the body. And so we're noticing all these three layers, the muscles, right? The sensations in the body. We're noticing the breath. We're noticing the thoughts. And you become this witness, noticing all three at the same time. And then when you can do that, you've sort of brought yourself to the next level, which is the witness level, right? You're just a witness to all of this going on in the body. This is your consciousness. It's your inner compassionate presence that lets you stay present where it's safe and where you feel supported and where it's okay. And it's also that part of you that doesn't let you get sucked into fear, right? Anxiety, worrying about the future, or anger and depression, and thinking about the past. Start to deepen your breath now. Right? Take deep, nourishing, healing breaths. Bringing more energy into the body, and then start to bring a little movement to the body. We went over by at least 10 minutes. I apologize to everyone. I hope you could hang with me. Shavasana is the most important part of the class. Roll to the right or the left. Take a nice deep breath there. And then use your hands to press yourself back to seated. Find a comfortable seat, sit up on something, right? I always use my cushions. Sit up nice and tall. And then bringing the hands to the heart. So this is Anjali Mudra, right? This is in yoga. This means healing, because we believe that we can heal our bodies by the practices, by our practices, by what we eat, right? So bring these healing hands to the heart. It also means gratitude. Give a bow of gratitude to yourself, to each other, right? Gratitude to the JCC for providing classes like this. And may we all stay healthy and safe and feel supported and strong. Have a great week, everybody.